Friends, I've given this a lot of thought and I've come to a decision. It's time to change how we do TV reviews. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Caleb Dennison, and please forgive the hoarseness of my voice. If you want to know what happened, check out You Asked episode 79. That will tell you everything that you need to know. Anyway, you probably already know this. It's really easy for us to get stuck in our ways, especially when we find something that works. In fact, there are a bunch of sayings telling us that this is okay. Like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Don't mess with success. Leave well enough alone. And my personal favorite, perfection is the enemy of good. But there are just as many axioms pointing us in the other direction. Like, if you're not moving forward, you're falling behind. Progress always demands change. The best can always be better, and perhaps the harshest of all, if you're not innovating, you're dying. Now, that last one has always rubbed me the wrong way because it sounds like something you'd hear from the caricature of a tech bro in Silicon Valley. Anyway, I think the truth, like it so often is, lives somewhere in the middle. But I've got to admit, I've had this nagging feeling for a few years now that TV reviews, both my own and the industry's as a whole, need to be better. And well, I've decided I'm going to do something about that. Going forward, my TV reviews are going to be a little bit different. My goal isn't to reinvent the wheel here, it's to make a better one. So here's how I'm going to change TV reviews and why I think this is necessary. Number one, the little things matter more now. Look, user experience has always been important to me, but now, TVs being what they are, it's even more important than ever before because I think the tie-breaking decision between two TVs is gonna often come down to what it's like to live with those TVs. I mean, let's say we have two similarly priced TVs and they have very similar picture quality, similar brightness, similar black levels, similar color accuracy, similar upscaling capabilities. I mean, why choose one over the other? I think the user experience becomes the key differentiator. If I'm comparing two OLED TVs side by side, and they both have amazing picture quality, but one of them is slow to start up, navigating the menus is sluggish, and it takes forever to open an app, I'm probably not choosing that TV. If I have one TV that has the best picture quality I've ever seen, but every time I launch an app, I have to sit through an app update, the remote is super frustrating to use, and the sound quality makes dialogue difficult to understand. But this other TV has just as good a picture, but smooth navigation, a snappy remote, and no frustrating delays. Guess which one I'm actually gonna enjoy using? I'm picking that TV. I really feel like remote control design is overlooked. The remote alone can make or break a user experience. I once reviewed a high-end TV where the remote was so poorly designed, it felt like a last-minute afterthought. Meanwhile, this more budget-friendly model had a remote that just made sense. It had well-laid-out buttons, quick response, and easy usability. That's gonna be a factor in my recommendations. By focusing on these little things and shining a bright light on them, I hope to use whatever influence I may have to encourage TV manufacturers to take these finer touch points more seriously, and hopefully that results in better products for everyone. Number two, measurements mean less than ever before. I cannot stress enough how important it is to have some objectivity in reviews. Data is meaningful and powerful, but it can also be misleading. And as I'm coming to understand now, there are increasing instances in which data, depending on how you get it, can actually be completely meaningless. See, TV processing chips have advanced tremendously, and AI now plays a big role in picture enhancement. That being the case, traditional testing methods using color slides and test patterns are becoming less reliable in determining real-world TV performance. I've seen TVs that nail the test patterns, but then they struggle with actual movies and shows. On more than one occasion, I've tested a TV that put out incredible brightness numbers off the test slides, but when I watched an animated movie, the specular highlights were dull. And that's because AI-driven processing is designed to handle dynamic content differently than test patterns. And in some cases, manufacturers have optimized their chips to ace the exam rather than deliver the best real-world experience. This means that subjective evaluation through the eyes of an expert has never been more important. I'll still take measurements, but they won't be the sole deciding factor in my assessments. I mean, they never were, but I'm gonna take them with a few more grains of salt now. Real-world content performance will take priority over numbers, especially when new backlighting technologies are involved. Take Hisense's RGB mini LED backlight system. It's entirely possible that it will ace the color slides when all it has to do is produce one color. But the real proof will be when there are multiple colors on the screen. That's where we'll be able to see whether there's any color crosstalk. Now, it's possible that new testing patterns may soon catch up to these new TV technologies, but until they do, with every review, I'm gonna be mindful of any disparate results between measurements and actual movies. Number 3, it is time for me to create a database. So the good news is I'm reviewing more TVs each year than ever. The bad news, that's a lot of data to keep track of. So I'm committing to creating a database that holds crucial measurement data and observational notes so that I can make better comparisons and add deeper insight to my reviews. For example, while testing the TCL QM6K, I found myself wondering about certain performance aspects of the 2024 TCL QM7, and I had a hard time digging up that information quickly. That's not good enough. Now, if you're one of the people who keeps track of every review I do, you might be saying, but Caleb, I didn't see a TCL QM7 review from you. That's right, I never formally reviewed that TV. However, I did test and measure it at one of TCL's events, and that data that I'm collecting is super important. I had a hard time going and finding it. And I remember another instance where I wanted to compare two OLED panels from different years to see how much progress had been made, but I had to piece together my notes from different reviews. That's just not efficient. If I organize this valuable data, I can create a more comprehensive knowledge base. And who knows, this might even evolve into a publicly accessible resource for other reviewers and enthusiasts like you. Number 4, I'm going to review more TVs that more people can actually buy. Look, I love covering the top tier models, the flagship OLEDs, the high-end mini LEDs. But with TV prices coming down and performance going up, even at mid-range price points, I need to be reviewing more TVs that the average buyer, not just the enthusiast, can afford. I remember reviewing a $500 TV that totally blew my expectations out of the water. I thought I'd be nitpicking every little flaw, but instead, I found myself genuinely impressed by how much value it offered. That's the kind of TV a lot of people are looking for, and I need to be covering more of them. Now, to be very clear, I'm not going to take my foot off the gas when it comes to reviewing the top models and enthusiast favorites, but I do need to up my game, expand my coverage, and increase my efficiency so I can test more TVs across more price points. So in summation, I feel like this is a junior high book report, but in summation, I'm gonna dig into the little things a bit more because they matter a lot. I'm gonna take measurements with a few more grains of salt and really focus on subjective experiences a bit more because I know that the measurements never tell the entire story. I'm going to create a database so that I have a wealth of knowledge at my fingertips and I can make more qualified comparisons for you. And I'm just gonna review more TVs, specifically ones at more achievable price points so people can make better buying decisions no matter how much money they're spending. And that's what I have so far, but I'm open to hearing about what you think is important. So drop a comment about what you'd like to see in modern TV reviews. And if it's at all feasible, and I believe a lot of you will find it valuable, I'll incorporate it. Just remember, This isn't about abandoning the core principles of good TV reviewing. It's about evolving them to better reflect the TV landscape today. My goal is to help people make the best TV purchase decisions possible, while also encouraging manufacturers to refine their products in ways that truly matter to us. It's time to change how TV reviews are done, and I hope others in the industry will follow suit. And if I can play a role in pushing this forward, well, that is a change worth making. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Don't forget to leave your comment down below because I do enjoy reading them so much, but I need them in this case. Please like and subscribe to see more great content like this. The YouTube algorithm loves it, and we love it. I'll see you on the next one, and until then, here's 2 other videos I think you might like. That was some big producer flex right there.